Let's talk about TPKs. I had my first one ever just a week ago, and it got me thinking and reflecting on the experience. Now, to be clear, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with a TPK. There's, of course, unless things have devolved into a GM versus player situation, but that's not really ever a place you want to get to. So assuming none of that is going on, a TPK is just part of the game. But that can be difficult when you get super attached to your characters. I don't think anyone likes to see their character bite the dust. But in the world of TTRPGs, that can be a reality you have to face. From a personal perspective, I want there to be stakes. I want there to be consequences to actions. Reasonable consequences for the action, but consequences nonetheless. A game or a story without any real takes at all is not really my style or how I like to play. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you want to just go on a crawl and be invincible adventurers. But I typically favor the more narratively driven story, and so that might mean that some characters don't make it. And like I touched on briefly before, that can be a really difficult topic or situation, and so it needs to be approached carefully, respectfully, and empathetically. Sure, some systems are designed to be less survivable, but you know that going into the system. But if the system you're using revolves around character development and storytelling over time, then you have to be careful. Because some players are using their character to learn and discover and explore more about themselves. Which is wonderful, by the way. That's part of the reason I love TTRPGs to begin with. So knowing that's the case, you can't approach this situation haphazardly or without the players knowing that this is a real possibility. You have to have the conversation up front and honestly in a session 0. Players have to know what they're getting into and what type of story you're trying to tell. We can't jerk them around and mess with what is potentially their sense of self or self-exploration and throw it away like it doesn't matter. Just make a new character sheet, it's not a big deal. That's not gonna fly. Don't do that. Don't be a jerk. Yes, it's a game, but it's also so much more than that, and we have to remain cognizant of that fact. And if the situation arises where a TPK does happen, then it should be approached as a teachable and learnable moment. Those moments and the following conversation should revolve around better strategy, better communication, coping strategies, and should in no way, shape, or form be a judgment on the player, be intended to be taken personally, or be weaponized from a perceived slight or to be antagonistic. I hate that one. There's a responsibility you choose to take on when you decide you want to be a GM. So cover your bases, make sure everyone's on board, and then you can let the dice tell the story. Happy adventuring!